database.
Till now we have learned how we can create database. Now we are going to create tables. So what is the use of database until we have not a table where we have to store the data, right? So here you see I have taken one example from one of the website. So here you see my guests. So you all knows I'm just going to explain this one. If you're creating any database, so I'm creating here create table hope.php, right? So can anyone tell me what is the format of creating a table? Create what?
Then name.
Table
Name.
Table name. And then table.
Then table name.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Table name. Then
Column on data type.
yes, column and data type, exactly. Suppose there is ID, then data type can be integer, int,
Yes, sir. Integer.
name, that can be
String.
Varchar.
string. Is not a data type in
Varchar.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Varchar.
Varchar.
So if you're writing varchar, you have to supply some limit, right?
Yes, sir.
How many character you are writing? Then
Yes, sir.
so this is the way we create the table, right? Now suppose if this field is primary key, then we have to write the primary key, something like this. So you understand meaning of the primary key? If a field is primary
Yes, sir.
key, what is the meaning of that?
Uniquely identified.
Uniquely identified, exactly, uniquely identified. So see this structure. I'm creating table my guests, right? Here ID is the one field, int I'm limiting this one to how many characters, how many integers, sorry, 6. By default if you not put, it will pick 11 digit integer. Then unsigned means it will be 0 and positive. Auto increment means the meaning of auto increment is I have to not put value for this in this table while we insert. If any data you put your first name, last name, email and this, it will increase by 1 next time and it's auto inserted, right? Clear? I'll show you. And then what we are making it? Primary key. Then there is first name varchar 30 is the character limit I am giving for this first name. Here not null means
Value should not be empty.
Yeah, value should not be empty. We should not provide the null values, right? And last name not null. Here email, I have not given any here, not null anything. So this can accept value, blank values also.
Yes, sir. It's all null.
And then registration date. So there is one data type timestamp. If you see the MySQL data types, there is a timestamp. This will store the current timestamp. Right? And the default will take current timestamp. So whatever the timestamp or value provided, it will save here. meaning of time stamp is how many seconds passed after 1st January 1970. So that is a time stamp value comes here. So whatever value you want to store here, that will come here, but the default will be current value it will store, right? And if you are updating this record, every time what will happen on update? Today I have created this record. So current time will be recorded here, na? Here. So next time I am editing this record, updating this record, again that time will be saved here. So I am showing one of the complex type of on create table, but I am not. Let's create one simple one. So let us see. Here is the everything same, till connection, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I have to prepare that query, the query I have shown to you. So put in a double quotes here. So let us create that query. So create table. First thing will be PHP. Now we are going to create table where in a database, right?
Yes.
Till now
Yes, sir.
our connection
Yes.
was only to the server, username, password, right?
Yes.
So if you are sure that you are going to connect with a database, you should put here database name also, database. And what was the database we have created at that time? MyDB, something like that.
MyDB. Yes, sir.
MyDB. So here in the connection file I am adding MyDB, and I have to pass this also here as a parameter, right? So this will connect to the server also or connect to the database also.
Database also.
Yes. Or if you are not using here the database, what you have to do, here you will have to run the which command? Use that database name, right? You know now how to use database. If I have to use what is the SQL command? SQL query, use MyDB, and if you run this, now this is used. Clear, guys? So one choice is that I should, if I know that I have to only work with one database, I will just put that database name where? Here, right? Or if you are going to work with multiple database, then require once db hyphen con hyphen op dot php, right? Then what I have to do? Dollar use db equal to use db SQL. I am typing here. Then use my db. Either you have to do this, and what I have to run this one? My con query, na? If dollar con, call the method query, and in this what you have to pass? This one. Right? So one thing is that before using this one, I can do this, or I can connect to the DB and then work something. Use DB then do something. Right, guys? You got my point. I think you got confused.
Yes, little.
Okay, so you are clear now. I can pass here database also to which database I'm connecting on this server. If I pass this parameter, you are clear now that I am connecting to the server, MySQL server, and also connecting using which database?
MyDB.
Yes,
MyDB. If I pass parameter like this, so okay, now for the moment forget this, I'll let you later. I have to create a SQL query. What SQL query I have to create? Create table. What was the table I have to create? My guests. My guests, right? Then start the bracket, close the bracket, right? And here I have to write first field is ID.
ID.
Type is int. I am giving it length 6, right? Then this is also unsigned. So unsigned, okay, unsigned, then making it auto increment, and also this is what?
Primary.
Primary key. Primary key, oh sorry, I have to write this separately. One field is this, another is
Name.
first name,
Is
where care I am giving it 100, then writing not null, then last name where care 100 not null, then email where care 100. I'm not giving anything here. So let it make simple without going into more complex query. So this is my query. I am or just put here registration date. I am giving a time stamp, right? Okay, guys. So my query is ready. So how I can run with the object-oriented method? If dollar what guys, con what I write? Query. What query I have to run?
SQL.
This one,
SQL.
equal to true. If this true is coming, it means echo what?
Table created.
Record created, right? Else probably some error. Con error. Echo error in creating record. Then how to print the error? Con, there is just error method there, or probably error property. So this is how you can create. Now query is there, you are putting that query running. If it is running true, then record created, else not. So let us run this one. What is the name of the file? Create table O. Record created. So let us see this table created in this DB or not. This was my DB. You see something here?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So one table is created, and how many fields are there?
5.
5 fields. In my query, how many fields? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields table is created now. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now I was telling you that at that time either you put your connection string database name here, either you can put here, or if you do not want to put the database here, what you have to do? You have to first run this query, use database now, and then you can do all this. What you say? Make sense? Tell me.
Yes.
First, see, I have lots of database. If I am not selecting database here while making connection here, if I remove this from here, I have to choose database, na? In which database I want to create this table. Clear, guys? Any confusion?
Yes, sir.
So first I have to use this. Suppose that you are dealing with multiple databases. This is the right approach now. I have done this work here with this table of a database. Another time in the same script, if I have to connect with another DB, you can use this one and run this one and then connect with another DB.
Yes. Only name of DB.
Yes. So let us see something is running or not running. Why you are getting some error?
Yes, sir.
What error?
Already exists. So it already exists.
Yes.
This table.
Great. So here I am just giving option that if you are sure that throughout your project you have to work with only one DB, right? Then what you will do? You will put your DB information here in the common connection file. But if you want to work with multiple database, how will work? use the database, run that query, that so that the table you created, where this table will be created, the database you have
In my
you have
mentioned.
ID.
mentioned.
You have
Yes.
used.
Exactly. So clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So, guys, can you please try this one simple one and give me how you can create with the one table? Or should I let me complete with that PDO also? Let me complete this PDO also. So, here create table procedural.php. So in the create database procedural, this was the way, right? Now I'm creating a table, right? My connection is here, right? I am procedural way, I am connecting, and my query will be same, na? This one query.
Yes.
My query will be here, same. This will run. Only thing missing is in procedural, I have to again pass the DB name. So if you are familiar that the database you are going to use is the single database, you can use this connection, use the DB and put this in the where connection. Now this database is used, and procedural, I have this query and this will run and this will create a table. So database created instead of table created, right? Clear, guys? Only change is MySQL query will use in procedural, and here what is the use? Con query, right? Clear or not clear? Any response, please?
Once again, explain, sir.
No, this is simple. You understood this op one, na?
Yes, sir.
I have,
Yes, sir.
this is my SQL query. I have this method to run the query using op, right?
Yes, sir.
Now in procedural, what you do? Again, you will have the MySQL query. This is query, and
Yes.
instead of using that con and query, you will use the inbuilt query of PHP, and you pass the connection string and run the SQL query. Only thing I told you that procedural previously no database information was here, so I have added database also here, na? In procedural connection also. Previously just connecting to the server. Now again I am giving the what? Database info I am also supplying, na? So create table is now similar query. I am using MySQL query, and query is this. While you are creating the database, what was the query? This was the query. Now you have run this query. Now creating table. Now we have this query, passing this query. That's it.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now similar in PDO, create table PDO .php. If you see one of the example of PDO, this was na code to create database. This was the code to create database, na?
Yes, sir.
Now same I'm going to paste in the create table. What I I need to change
Command SQL.
SQL. And now what is the SQL now? This is the SQL, na?
Yes, sir. It's query.
Previously I was creating database, now I'm creating table, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me try everyone. Here PDO, create table PDO and Pro. Hope already run PDO. What error is getting?
No database.
Because here in PDO no database is here, na? Server is there
Yes, sir.
but no database. Either I'll get the database info here or where I can use the database.
By the use of use database.
Use database I should run, and then so when I showing you the connection string, you see here how you can pass the DB name like this: server name, then semicolon, DB name, right? DB name equal to my DB. So here semicolon, DB name, right, equal to what? My DB. So in the connection file, this is my connection file. I am giving supplying the database name. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Previously in on connection file, I was just connecting to the server. Now I am adding up which database you are connecting. So now if you run this, what is happened?
Table already exists.
Table already exists because while running the op1 it was created, na?
Yes, sir.
Pro is also working same. My guest already exists, right? So clear now how you can create a table in MySQL using PHP. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.